So, a very good evening and welcome to Straight Talk Live here at Sober is Fun Towers. Welcome to all our viewers watching us on YouTube. And tonight we have another fantastic guest that will be joining us very, very shortly. As you will know by now, some of you maybe, some of you not, never heard of us. But Sober is Fun is an alcohol-free events company. Obviously, during this time that we're in at the moment, we have all our events on hold. We're hoping to get back up and running very, very soon. But we thought, what can we do with our time during lockdown? And obviously, being an alcohol-free events company, we know that there's people in recovery out there, and we decided to have a chat with a few inspiring people. As you will know, we started off a few weeks ago. We welcomed comedian Paul Pirrie. He came in and joined us. And then 2 weeks ago, we welcomed Eleanor Conway. She came and had a chat to us about her alcohol-free journey. So tonight, what we've asked, we want to get as many people watching this live stream as possible. You've all got a little share button down there. We'd really appreciate it if you can help us this evening. Because obviously, during lockdown, it is tough for some people in recovery. It can be extremely challenging. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to welcome a very special guest into this studio. He's somewhere down in sunny Brighton. I'm not sure if he's in the sea swimming or is laying on the beach. But I am going to bring in Mr. Kevin Kennedy into the chat. Good evening, Kev. Good evening, Kev. We're just struggling with Kev's audio by the looks of it. Is the mic on? So, whilst Kev just plays about trying to get the mic on. If you're watching us for the very first time, we do appreciate the support. We're so much fun.
How's that?
Check us out. Hello, good evening.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can, Kev. How you doing?
I'm all right, thanks. Your sound's a bit, as well, at least you're on. My sound wasn't working, but now it looks like it is. I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I'll be honest with you, Kev. It's an honest program. I'm absolutely shattered, mate. I've been out running just before this. I believe there's an exciting event coming up soon. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm sure we can speak about it later on.
What? Oh, that. Oh, yeah, that. Yes, yes. Sorry, I had to think there for a minute. Yes.
Kev, I've just got to say thanks so much for coming on and doing this live stream. Really appreciate your time. And I know how busy you are down in sunny Brighton. And obviously, a lot of people, it goes without saying, will know you for playing Curly Watts for 20 years. Is that right, Kev? 20 years?
Yeah, 20 years from 2004. No, sorry, from 1984 to 2004, I think it was. Yeah.
Wow. And what a lot of people probably don't know, but I do know because I've done my homework. You was in a band, wasn't you, when you come out of Corrie? How about that?
I've been in many bands. I was in a band before I was in Corrie. I lived on the same estate as a certain gentleman called Johnny Marr, and we were compatriots in a band in 1976. I think we were only kids, 14 years of age, called the Paris Valentinos. Johnny Marr, if you don't know, went on to form the Smiths.
Yeah.
And we've done, and I really didn't put that much importance on that until I was in the Lowry in Manchester. I was going to see a show there, and there's a bookshop in the in the hall just before the theatre, in the forum thing. And I looked at Johnny's book, and there was a whole chapter on the Paris Valentino. So I thought, well, if it was important to Johnny, it was important to me. So let's talk about it.
Fantastic stuff. And the band, when you left Corrie at the end, you went in and you had chart success. Is that right?
Yeah. I signed to Simon Cowell in 2004 to BMG, and I had a single out called Bulldog Nation. which charted somewhere about 17, 18, in between Madonna and wedged between Madonna and Jerry Halliwell. And it's not a bad place to be wedged if you're going to be wedged, is it? So
a fine place, yes.
Yeah, so that was all right. And then that ended, and I got picked up by Warner Brothers. And then I went to Australia and New Zealand, and I played over there. Picked up a gold album on the way, which then led to me being in America for a while. I played in Memphis and Memphis, Tennessee. I played in Nashville, but I played in Nashville before during Corrie. And I played at the Riverfest in Arkansas, and all over the place. Yeah.
Wow. No, fantastic stuff. I'm just doing my homework. I never knew Kev. I was just doing a bit of research. No, fantastic stuff. Yeah. And obviously, Kev, that goes without saying as well. You was in the public eye many years ago, obviously, as a result of your addiction to alcohol, Kev. And, I've been on the same path. I'm on the same magical journey as you. How bad did it get for you, Kev?
Well, I think many of your viewers will, we all know the horror stories, don't we? I mean, it was as bad as it could be. I was dependent. Alcohol was my best friend. I used it daily. I wouldn't go anywhere where it wasn't available. Drugs were not really my cup of tea. The only reason I used various drugs is so I could drink more. My drug of choice was more. More of that. I want more. And when I've had some more, I want some more again. And then add some more on top of that. So it was right about 98. It was things just as it does, gets to a point where it's unmanageable. You can't really do anything, go anywhere. I mean, I was still functioning. I was still going to work every day, as a lot of people do. It's only a very small percentage of alcoholics that end up on the street. I think it's like 4%. The rest of them are all functioning, which is incredible, really. But I got fed up with all that. I mean, it's just too much hard work.
No, I was like you, functioning, until that bitter end, Kev. When you just can't take it anymore, and you get that internal snap. I just couldn't do it. So, what was it like being in the limelight with it happening? It must have been hard work, wasn't it?
Well, I think that your viewers will know. That the world around you doesn't matter. I didn't care. I didn't care about, all I cared about. I mean, I cared about getting to work and stuff like that because I needed to fund it all. But that was all secondary. The only thing that mattered was I was kind of a level. I needed a subsistence drinker. I needed to keep that certain level going before, or it got all messy. If it dipped down below that certain level of sobriety, it got very bad indeed. Or if it went above it, then you're visibly drunk and it's game over. So it was pretty grim. It was pretty grim, and I was tired of it all. I was really tired of it all. Of course, I was in massive denial, as I'm sure we all were. I just thought, well, there's nothing wrong with me. He drinks more than me. He drinks more than me.
Point that finger up. Point that finger.
That fella over there, he's worse than me. And there's a lot of that going on. And of course, you have to sort of look at yourself and what the chaos you've caused, really. So that's what that was like. But being in the public eye in recovery was a great help, really, in a kind of backward sort of way, because I was, rightly or wrongly, I was real or imagined. I thought I was being watched all the time. So I thought, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to these meetings and wait till it all dies down, and then I'll start drinking again. I'll just wait until it's all. That's how crazy I was. I thought I'll wait, until everyone's forgot about it, and then I'll just start again.
Fantastic thinking.
Yeah. Well, it was, and that was my plan. And I'd been on News at 10 and told the nation at this point That's it. Yeah, I'm an alcoholic. Yeah, and I just thought it'd all die down. But meanwhile, so that's why being in public helped me at the beginning, because it meant I kept going back to meetings and going back and going back and going back and going back, and then by a form of almost osmosis, the penny started to drop. And I did a lot of listening. I didn't do a lot of talking because I didn't want to talk. I just wanted to. I just wanted to sort of bide my time, so to speak. But you can't help it, can you? You're in a meeting. I mean, and I really got into it then. I did like Monday night. I did Sunday night, Monday night. I did Wednesday night, unless Manchester City were at home. And then I did, if City were at home, I did a Thursday night instead. And then I did Friday night, and then I did Sunday night. So, and I did that. I don't know how long I did that. For a long, long time, at least a year, I think.
I was going to ask you, Kev, you know, people speak about that invisible line that we cross. You know, it's very hard to put a finger on it. But what was it that kicked off getting yourself into recovery? How did you actually get in?
Well, I think it was around that time when I'd done 4 weeks in rehab. I'd done a couple of rehabs. I'd done a first rehab where I thought I was a man of the people. So I went into a rehab in Manchester City Centre, which, God bless them, they didn't have the facilities. They weren't funded, and I didn't get the education. They tried. God love them. They tried. But but again, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because I was just doing it to appease other people. And then eventually I got into the Priory, which you know, people say that the Priory is a bit of a swish hotel, but believe me, if you go to the Priory, and you think it's a swish hotel, then you're not doing it right, because it was hard work and very and draining and but again, you know, I just thought, I've got to get through this, get through these 4 weeks, wait till it all calms down, and then I'll start drinking again. That was the plan. But because I kept going to meetings and going to meetings and going to meetings and going to meetings whilst the plan was forming, eventually the penny sort of dropped, and I realized that I was all these people in the rooms, and I had everything in common with them.
So easy to judge. So that's how judge at the beginning.
Yeah. I was thinking, no, these are very lovely people, and I hope they all get well, because they're very lovely, and you know, they deserve help. The government should be doing. I was one of those, you know, the government should be doing something about it. And then it just dawned on me that actually I was one of those people, and that's when, to be honest, my recovery really, really started to take shape. Then I started to take notice of the steps and the big book, and I got a sponsor, and I did it that way, you know. And I liked it. I like the idea that you didn't have to be perfect at it, you know.
No, this is it. No, 100%, Kev. And you know, a lot of people listening, you know, they hear about the Priory and going into rehabs, and you know, that was my journey through a rehab, and I was very lucky to be able to, you know, to get there. And just for people that are listening, we don't take a magic pill in there and all of a sudden come out running and dancing. It's not like that. You know, as you full well know, we get given those tools, and it's completely up to us when we get out what we choose.
It doesn't matter, I think, whether you go to rehab or you start in the meetings. It's the same journey. It's exactly the same journey, because at some point during this journey, you're going to go, hang on, what am I going to do about it? How do I do it? How do I get better? I want what they've got. And
this is it.
And it's like suddenly you realize that actually it's possible. It's possible.
It is possible. And I think like the conversation we're having, you know, for people listening in, that may be teetering on the edge, you know, this lockdown, you know, for people that are normal drinkers. It could be that push just to get them over the edge, or people in recovery listening into this lockdown. For people in recovery, you've got to, I think, just got to put the effort in. You know what you've got to do. And I'll be honest with you, my own thinking about it is we've never had so much time to actually put into it, and sadly people will go out the door. But when I've shared in meetings, I'm a little bit strong about it, because you've got to want it, as you know. And like you said, Kev, you done it, rehab, for yourself that time. And as we know, it has to be for yourself, otherwise it ain't going to work. So, yeah, it is about, once we obviously put the work in to get this freedom and to get this life, and looks like the life down there in sunny Brighton's all right, Kev.
Yeah, it's great. I really enjoy it. For the people that are listening who may be on the edge, who have drank a lot during lockdown, more than they normally would. I mean, my rule of thumb is basically: is it costing you more than money? Is it costing you a relationship? Is it costing you your job? Is it costing you? Do you look at the phone in abject horror in the morning and thought, "Who did I ring last night?" Then maybe it's time you had a look at it. You had a look at your drinking. I'm not a great big book thumper. I am not a Bible thumper. I am not. You are bad, you must do this. I am just a normal bloke who love rock and roll, love drinking, love smoking, love football. But my drinking was out of control and was getting me into trouble. I'm just a normal guy when it comes to that. And I knew that if I didn't do something about it, then there was going to just be more trouble, right? So don't think for a minute I'm going, I'm not. What I'm saying is, maybe it's time to have a look at it. But I can guarantee you that your life will get better, just for peace of mind, just for waking up in the morning and going, all right, it might be a bit boring, my life now, but it's not. It's good fun. I have a great time down. I have a great time wherever I am.
This is it. When I got sober, because I loved the party. I was a party animal, out the raves and all that. And I just thought, if I put down the drink and drugs, how am I going to have fun? I just could not get that through. The first couple of days in rehab, and put the effort in, obviously, like you have, Kev. And I found sober is fun. Funny enough, you can live a life and not have to lean on that crutch of alcohol, not have to rely on that anymore. To be in this place now. What would you say, Kev, if to people that are struggling? What would you recommend?
Well, firstly, you've got to look at the problem, and the problem is yourself. It's no good blaming everyone else, and it's time to cowboy up a bit. It's time to go, to own up to it a bit. Or no, not a bit. I mean, all of it, and go, yeah, okay, and look into it. Get yourself to an AA meeting. That is the way I did it, and just give it a chance, or just stop drinking for 3 months, and see how you get on. The pubs are not going to go away. They're not going to disappear. They're still going to be out there. Even if you've had 3 months off, it's still going to be there. But I can guarantee that your life will get better. And just remember that it's an illness. It's not it doesn't make you a bad person. You're not morally corrupt in any way. You've got an illness like any other illness, but unfortunately the symptoms of this are everyone else suffers instead of just the one person, and it's horrible. It's an horrible disease.
It is, to say, family disease. The people it affects around you.
Absolutely, yeah. And I just, as I said, what we both said, life's good. I'm not tied down. I love driving. I can drive anywhere I want. Anytime I want. I play all my instruments and stuff. I'm forever fiddling with bits and pieces of kit and trying to get weird and wacky noises. And I swim in the sea, and because I live down here, professionally. I got sober, and then I left Coronation Street, and I wouldn't have been able to cope in that professional world if I'd been still drinking. And because I was sober, everything was, I wanted it all. Everything that they said, I wanted it all. You know, I wanted to be a leading West End man. I wanted a record deal. I wanted to travel the world playing the guitar. And I wanted to do that, and I wanted to do that. Now, I'm not saying that if you get sober, you're going to be a leading West man and travel the world and all that. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is anything's possible. Anything's possible. But you pick up a drink and it's game over. You know, you're not going to complete anything. And this is the only thing I've ever completed in my life, really. That I've sort of kept up with. You know, I was in the Scouts for a bit, you know, and then I was a Seed Scout for a bit. You know, I did that for a bit, and then when it got hard, I just went, nah, I don't want to do it anymore.
I've recognised that about the things I started, just couldn't be asked to get to the end of them. And it is a massive achievement. It is a massive achievement, and I know you've been in recovery a long time. I know it's not about the number of years. It is for today, and I'm fully aware of that. But you know, you have got long-term sobriety, and you put the work in. And you know, going back to people that might be listening that are struggling, and you just mentioned about the disease of alcoholism. I think that's just so important because I did not understand why I could not stop. Once I had one, I was off. Once I took one line of cocaine, I was off. You know, what is it? And as soon as it got explained to me that putting one in just sets off the craving, sets off the allergy. And I just think that's, you know, if people can understand that, that just really helped me.
Yeah, well, it's a mental obsession. It is a mental health problem. You get obsessed with it. And I was obsessed. Now I'm obsessed with other things. Right?
Good things.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with this at the moment. This thing. Do you know what this is?
What is that?
That is a guitar interface, right? Which goes into your computer, and you can set drums and stuff. It's driving me crazy, but I'm obsessed with this. I'm not obsessed with that. Oh, you know, I'm obsessed with this. So you still have those mental traits, but they're under control, you know. And believe me, look, if you're struggling, firstly, you're not on your own. You know, you're not on your own. You know, you could tell me, I could tell you stuff, and it'd be like I'd be living your life because it's pretty much has the same pattern does alcoholism. It's an obsession with things, and nothing's right, and you know that's. But that never leaves you. You know, you don't change your personality, and it's not a cult. You know, we don't put car keys in the middle of the floor or anything. It's none of that.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Not since we joined. So,
but I do know. Sorry, Kev. Yeah, I do know. Obviously, I love your obsession, but the work that you are doing down in Brighton, you know, with Kennedy Street.
Yeah.
I had heard about it. I didn't know. I'll be honest. I didn't know too much about it. What's Kennedy Street all about?
Well, 20 odd years ago, when I first discovered that I had this problem and this illness, Claire and I were kind of looking for answers, and who do you really turn to apart from the obvious people? And the more we learned about it, was the more that, well, you know, there's not a lot of help that's not scary, you know, that's not. So we decided to put Kennedy Street together. And what happened? We were in America. We'd gone on holiday to America, and we were trying to find a meeting, and we found this. And this is how it started. It started off as a dry bar idea, where we went to this dry bar, and on one side was Cocaine Anonymous, on the other side was Alcoholic Anonymous, and in the middle was like a coffee bar. And we thought it was brilliant. So we were going to do that here, and then everyone started doing it as good ideas happen to do. So we thought, I know, we'll just try and signpost people to the right way. So Kennedy Street was kind of has been going for 20 years, and all we've been doing is and that ranges from everyone ringing us up I'm going, yeah, sure, we can help you. We can signpost you to the right place. Talk to us. Now we're a registered charity, and we're doing a whole month of charity stuff, a fundraiser, because we got some money off the lottery, thank God, and thank you, and now we're just trying to raise awareness and raise a bit of money as well.
Fantastic stuff. So anyone,
you're going to do the bit of the running and the walking and
I am indeed, Kev. Apologies, there's a little bit of a lag between us.
That's right.
Yep, Sober is Fun. We've got a team together. I believe there's 5 of us, and we're going to go out. I'm trying to push myself. I'm a plodder, Kev. I've always been a plodder. I'm not a runner. I tell people I'm a runner, but I'm not a runner. And I've decided to challenge myself, and we're going to do 10K. Not this Saturday, the Saturday after, to try and get a few pennies in, help support you guys.
Right.
And what I will say, there is going to be a link that's going to be dropped into the messages very, very soon, if by magic. And if anybody would like to sponsor Team Sober is Fun, or just support Kennedy Street, because I'm aware, Kev, that during lockdown, you've had a massive increase on that helpline.
Well, it's been incredible because everything's gone now to computers and it's digital and what have you. Oh, no!
Who is it? Anyone interested?
It's my daughter. I've lost you now.
No worries. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, but I don't know where you've gone. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Kev. Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. I can't find the. Basically, during lockdown, can you see me still?
I can see you.
Okay. During, my daughter was just ringing for something. Sorry about that. During lockdown, because people are stuck at home, working from home, they've got the computer like that, and there might be a little glass of something here, to sort of make the day go quicker. And people, I've been finding that they're drinking too much, and everything's gone to online. So there's never a better time to get sober or to get some help, because it's all online. You don't have to go to the scary meetings. You'd have to go to one on Zoom, and that's a lot easier for a lot of people. So that's been a bonus. Yes, but you're right. Our phone never stopped ringing in the early days of the lockdown, and still is ringing, to be fair. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to update everything on our web and trying to signpost more people to the right place.
Brilliant work. There's a little scroll going across the bottom of the screen. I'm sure everybody can see. If you know of anybody that is struggling, or you just need, some advice or help, speak to Kev, speak to us, and we'll, point in the right direction. But as Sober is Fun, we really want to get behind the road to recovery. It's for the whole month, I believe, Kev. Is that right? For all of August?
Yes, it's for the whole of August. Sorry, my wife's just come in now, so it's all getting a bit crazy in here. Yes, it's for the whole of August, and everyone's welcome. It's 5K. Do the fun 5K. You can walk it. You can get on a bike. You can walk a bit of it or ride a bit of it. Stop, have a cup of tea, and maybe do the rest of it. There's no way. It's not a grueling job. Well, it can be. It's up to you. You want to make it grueling, you can.
No, exactly. And it doesn't matter where you are in the country. There's no particular start. We are going to do it from where I am in Essex. We're going to head out a week on Saturday, and it will be a challenge. But I saw it and I thought, I need to do it for a good cause, and I really want to push myself. And bingo, here we have it. You'll probably never see me again. So once again, if you do want to support Team Sober is Fun, good evening, Claire.
Hi, can you see me?
Hello, welcome.
Hello. We've lost the screen.
Sorry, we've lost the screen. So
we can see you. You look beautiful.
See my giant cleavage. I'm so sorry.
It's the wrong channel.
Oh, I don't know what to do to deal with his his screen issue or my cleavage. Sorry.
We
Hang on
can
a
see
minute.
Kev clear and bright. He hasn't changed.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. No worries then. Wait a minute.
Try join.
No, we're not joining Zoom. Wait a minute. We're nearly there.
Hey!
Hey!
He felt like he was being denied. Nice to see you.
And you, all hail Claire.
Yay.
Well, that's better. I can see what you're doing now.
Brilliant. Yeah. So where was I? Yeah. It doesn't matter where you are in the country. It doesn't matter how far you can run or walk, or it's just getting involved, isn't it?
Absolutely, and it's all for the good. It means we can help more people. Basically, we can get more information out there for people, and just make sure this lockdown is going to leave a legacy. I think of a lot of mental health issues, and we need to be ready. And we need to be more ready than the government was for the initial virus in the first place, because there's going to be a lot of it, I think, unfortunately. But we're trying to get prepared, and we do what you can, and it's like, if you can't do what you do, then do what you can.
Exactly. And if you are listening and you're not taking part, make sure you do follow Kennedy Street on all the social media channels, whizzing along your bottom of your screen there. So we will keep you updated with how we get on. And
Thank you. Where are you based?
I'm in Colchester.
Right.
So we're going to be setting off, doing a lap, just going out of Colchester, 10K. I thought about just doing the 5, but I just needed, because it's like anything. I'm just so happy with staying at that level. I just need to push myself further. So literally probably have people pushing me.
I know how you feel. I know how you feel, mate. I know how you feel.
Well, Kev, I just really want to thank you for coming on this evening and giving up your time to speak to us. It is listening to people like yourself that have been in the recovery game a long time, and that inspires people. Most certainly inspires me. I'm fairly new, and we need to hear that. We need to know that it does work.
It does work. I mean, and there's nothing mysterious about it. There's no kind of cultish thing. It's just self-help. It's you have to work at it, but the rewards are brilliant. And a life without that being chained to that drug or to that drink is worth it. It's just worth it. And I tell you, I occasionally I still feel like a pint now and again when the football's on and whatever. But that's it. That's all it is. But if that didn't happen, then there'd be something wrong.
Exactly. For the amount of time we did drink, or it's still going to be there. But we know now it's just that passing thought, and I just play that take forward.
Yeah, it's like the only way I can describe it is the best way is when you first had your heart broken by a girl or a boy or whatever, and at the time, it hurts like hell, right? It really, your life is over, right? 20 years down the road, or even 5 years down the road, you look back at that and you remember it hurts, but you don't feel the pain anymore. And that's the way I look at it. I remember how awful it all was, but it doesn't hurt anymore. It was part of my story. It was part of the I hate saying journey because X Factor's ruined that word for me now. But it was part of that, what I had to go through to get to where I am. And we all have to go through stuff like that. But it'll be all right. It'll be okay. Put the work in, and I guarantee you it'll be fine. You've just got to work it and keep working it, and it's not perfect, and you're allowed to make mistakes, and it's just an ideal way of living your life.
And I think it's so important to want to change, to have had enough. I think that's massive. It's massive. You need to be at that stage and to be doing it, as we discussed before, for yourself. Rather than pleasing everybody that we were so good at doing.
the thing is, addicts are very selfish people, right? I think that's pretty much the right statement. Recovery is also a very selfish thing because you have to look after number one. Everyone else goes out the window. Sobriety is number one, sobriety is number two, and sobriety is number three. That's all that matters in the world at the beginning of this, right? And once you've assigned yourself to that and resigned yourself to it, that you're gonna do it, everything else gets easier.
It does. It certainly does. Thanks again, Kev, for coming on, and I wish you a pleasant journey. And when I'm down in Brighton, I shall give you a shout.
Please do come and have a cup of tea.
I shall come and have a cup of tea and play with your latest gadget. Kevin Kennedy, once again, thanks very much for joining us on Straight Talk. So there we go, Kevin Kennedy, down in sunny Brighton. As I mentioned before, scrolling across the bottom, do support Kevin at Kennedy Street. If you can, support our run that we're doing, 10K, not this Saturday, Saturday after. Give anything you can. We would really appreciate that. And also, if you want to follow what work Kennedy Street are up to, don't forget to check them out on social media. Well, that brings another Straight Talk to the close. We do hope you've enjoyed it. We do hope maybe you've learned something. And don't forget, if you do know somebody out there that is struggling, just get them to reach out, contact Kennedy Street, send me a message, contact us. And as Kevin said, life will get better without alcohol. So from myself, Martin, at Sober is Fun, don't forget to keep up to date with what we're up to on our social media channels. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, all the usual. Please support what we are doing, because sober is fun, and we hope to be back out there with you soon with our alcohol-free events and comedy club. So from Comedy Club Towers, my kitchen, it's over and out. Have a great evening, and we look forward to catching up with you all soon.